The 1990s was a decade when technology felt exciting and full of possibility. New gadgets appeared constantly, each one promising something futuristic. Kids and teenagers collected devices that lit up, scanned, recorded, and played in ways no one had seen before. These gadgets became part of everyday life, shaping how we listened, learned, and had fun. Today, we look back at 30 gadgets from the 1990s that truly felt like the future. Phone-shaped voice message recorders for bedroom doors were small plastic gadgets that made every kid feel like they had their own communication system. These devices looked like toy telephones and hung on the outside of a bedroom door. When someone wanted to leave a message, they pressed a button and recorded a short voice note that played for the person who lived inside that room. Kids loved hearing the beep, then listening to familiar voices say things like, "Dinner is ready," or "Call me when you get home." Some models featured blinking lights or simple digital counters that showed how many messages were waiting. Even though the recordings were short and sometimes sounded fuzzy, the idea of having a personal answering system felt advanced. It made kids feel older and more independent. Most children recorded funny greetings and changed them often just to make friends laugh. And while these message recorders made bedrooms feel like personal offices, the next gadget brought technology directly into shopping carts and store aisles. Handheld grocery store price check scanners sold as toys gave kids the thrill of using real store equipment in their own homes. These gadgets looked like miniature barcode scanners and came with cards or stickers printed with pretend product codes. Kids pointed the device at the codes and pressed a button to hear electronic beeps and see simple digital readouts. Many children used the scanner to play store, checking prices on cereal boxes or random objects around the house. The sound and flashing red light gave them a sense of power, as though they were working in a futuristic supermarket. Some scanners included simple games that turned shopping into challenges or matching activities. Even though the data was pre-programmed and the screens were tiny, the idea of scanning barcodes felt incredibly modern during the 1990s. And while price scanners made pretend shopping feel advanced, the next gadget transformed computers with a small mechanical invention most people never think about today. Rolling ball computer mice with removable cleaning lids felt like secret mechanical creatures hiding under every computer desk. Before handheld optical sensors existed, these mice used a rubber-coated ball that rolled across the surface to move the cursor on screen. Kids learned that if the mouse stopped working well, you could twist open a small circular door and remove the ball. Inside, 2 metal rollers collected dust and crumbs from constant use. Cleaning the ball and the rollers revealed the hidden machinery that made computers work. There was something satisfying about popping out the round ball, wiping it clean, and seeing the cursor suddenly move smoothly again. These mice made technology feel physical and understandable, not hidden or mysterious. Even though they required frequent cleaning, their removable parts created endless curiosity. And while rolling ball mice let kids interact with the inside of technology, the next gadget made remote control entertainment glow right in the living room. Transparent universal remote controls with glowing buttons turned ordinary television time into something futuristic. The clear shell revealed wires, chips, and little lights that flickered when a button was pressed. Some versions glowed in neon colors when used in the dark, making nighttime channel surfing feel like a high-tech mission. Kids liked to aim the remote at every electronic device in the room, wondering what else it might control. The idea that one device could operate a television, a stereo, and a tape deck made the remote feel powerful. Even though programming codes took patience and trial and error, the glowing buttons and see-through design made every press feel important. These remotes often sat proudly on coffee tables as conversation pieces during sleepovers or weekend movie nights. And while universal remotes lit up living rooms, the next gadget brought hands-free safety to night bike rides in a very modern way. Clip-on motion sensing bicycle lights gave young riders a feeling of safety and futuristic style. These small plastic lights clipped onto bike frames or handlebars and activated automatically when motion was detected. The blinking red and white flashes made evening rides safer while also looking cool. Kids would test the sensors by waving their hands or tapping the bike frame, watching the lights react instantly. Many children use them on scooters or backpacks as well. Battery-powered motion lights helped kids feel independent when riding at dusk or during early morning trips to school. Even though the batteries drained quickly, the simplicity of clipping on a light and watching it activate without a switch felt modern and impressive. And while bicycle motion lights brought futuristic safety to after-school adventures, the next gadget carried stylus technology straight into backpacks and school desks. Personal digital assistants with stylus handwriting felt like science fiction in the 1990s. These pocket-sized devices had smooth screens where you could write notes using a plastic stylus. The handwriting recognition was not always perfect, but watching your scribbles turn into typed words felt magical. Kids and teenagers tapped through calendars, contact lists, and task pages, pretending to manage important schedules just like adults. Some models even had small games or basic calculators built in, giving the device extra value during long car rides or boring study halls. The soft beep of every stylus tap felt futuristic, and sliding the stylus back into its storage slot became a satisfying routine. Even though the memory space was small and the screens were hard to read in dim light, personal digital assistants gave kids their first taste of portable computing. And while stylus gadgets made organization feel advanced, the next device changed the way music sounded and how it traveled in backpacks and glove compartments across the country. Portable mini-disc recorders offered a new way to carry and record music with surprising quality. Mini-discs were smaller than compact discs and protected by square plastic cases that clicked pleasantly when shut. The technology allowed kids to record songs from the radio or copy entire albums without scratching or wearing out the music. Sound quality felt clean and modern, and many people believed mini-discs would replace compact discs entirely. Kids carried recorders to school, making custom mixes for friends or capturing live sounds just because they could. The process of recording, titling tracks, and skipping through songs with quiet precision felt exciting and advanced. Even though mini-discs never became the dominant format, their design and recording features made them feel like the future. And while mini-disc recorders reinvented mobile music, the next gadget turned windows into weather screens that delivered information at a glance. Television weather station receivers for home windows were small digital tools that displayed outside temperature, humidity, and forecasts using a tiny antenna that received information from local stations. Families stuck them on kitchen windows or living room glass, watching numbers flicker and change in real time. Kids checked the screen every morning before school, deciding whether to wear shorts or a sweater based on the digital forecast. The idea of getting weather data directly through the air felt impressive, especially before constant online updates existed. Some models even had small color bars or blinking icons for rain, clouds, or sunshine. Even though the reception sometimes faded and the numbers were not always exact, watching real weather information come through a tiny device felt futuristic. And while window weather stations brought forecasts to breakfast tables, the next gadget brought glowing color into computer desks, where school papers and games lived side by side. Light-up computer keyboards with see-through keys transformed everyday typing into a colorful experience. These keyboards featured transparent or translucent keys that glowed in different shades when plugged in. Kids loved typing homework after dark, watching the keys shine like neon signs under their fingers. The soft glow made computer time feel more creative and exciting, especially while playing late-night games. Many keyboards had patterns that pulsed or shifted colors, turning ordinary desk work into a light show. Even though the lights used extra power and the keys could wear out quickly, the visual effect made typing feel advanced. The design looked futuristic, giving any computer setup a stylish and high-tech appearance. And while glowing keyboards lit up rooms with digital color, the next gadget brought movement and automation to school desks in a surprising new way. Desk-mounted robotic pencil holders were strange and delightful gadgets that combined organization with motion. These devices sat on desks and featured tiny robotic arms that grabbed or released pencils at the press of a button. Kids loved watching the arms rotate and lift pencils like miniature machines in a factory. Some versions included sensors that reacted when a hand approached, making the arm extend automatically. It was a simple function, but it made desks feel like part of a futuristic workstation. Pencil holders came with spaces for erasers, markers, and notes, making them both practical and entertaining. Even though the motors could be noisy and batteries drained fast, the novelty never faded. Kids showed them off during study sessions or used them as a conversation piece during group projects. And while robotic pencil holders made homework feel like operating a tiny machine, the next gadget pushed imagination into the digital world in a completely new way. Digital pet aquarium screensavers brought a peaceful sense of technology to computer desktops in the 1990s. Instead of staring at a blank screen when the computer went idle, kids watched tiny pixelated fish swim across a brightly colored background. Some screensavers let users feed the fish or add plants, creating a small underwater world that felt alive inside the monitor. The gentle motion of the fish, the looping sound effects, and the soft glow of the screen made homework time feel calming and futuristic. Friends gathered around to watch new fish species appear or changing backgrounds unlock over time. Even though the graphics were simple and the interactivity limited, these aquarium screensavers made computers feel friendly and creative. And while digital fish brought quiet relaxation to computer spaces, the next device changed the way families tracked incoming calls in a very visible way. Phone line caller identification boxes with jumbo screens were one of the most useful household gadgets of the 1990s. Before these existed, answering the phone meant taking a chance on whoever might be calling. Caller identification boxes connected directly to the phone line and showed the name and number of the person calling in bold, easy-to-read digits. Families placed them near kitchen phones or on small tables in living rooms so everyone could see who was calling before picking up. Kids waited to see friends' names appear and sometimes let calls ring if homework was not finished. The jumbo screen made it simple for anyone to read, even from across the room. Even though the memory storage was small and numbers sometimes displayed incorrectly, caller identification boxes gave households more control and confidence. And while caller identification made phone rings less mysterious, the next gadget brought fitness tracking to belt loops long before smartphones and smartwatches existed. Early wearable pedometer belt clips were small, lightweight devices that kept track of each step taken throughout the day. Kids clipped them onto belts, shorts, or backpack straps and watched the number on the screen climb higher with every movement. School gym teachers used them during fitness weeks to encourage walking goals and friendly competition between classmates. The simple digital display made every step feel important and measurable. Some kids tried to cheat by shaking the pedometer or tapping it on the desk, just to watch the count jump forward. Even though the devices were not always accurate, they got children interested in daily activity in a way that felt modern. And while pedometers tracked motion, the next gadget pushed portable cooling into the mainstream with a very unique design. Solar-powered wrist fans offered a surprising burst of airflow during warm days. These fans strapped around the wrist like oversized watches and used small solar panels to power spinning blades. Kids held up their arms to the sunlight, feeling the fan whir to life as soon as it caught enough energy. The feeling of wind created by something powered directly from the sun made the gadget seem almost magical. Some models worked indoors under bright lamps, making experimentation part of the fun. Even though the airflow was small and the fan was more of a novelty than a cooling solution, wearing one made a kid feel inventive and futuristic. And while solar wrist fans introduced renewable energy in a fun way, the next device put powerful scanning technology directly into backpacks. Portable handheld document scanners changed the way notes, pictures, and papers were stored in the 1990s. These small devices slid across a page, capturing printed information and turning it into digital files. Kids used them to save drawings, copy homework pages, or scan magazine pictures for school projects. The smooth rolling motion, the beeping scan sounds, and the instant digital image on a computer brought excitement to everyday tasks. Teachers and office workers also liked them because they made copying quick and simple without large machines. Even though scanning quality varied and files sometimes saved with distorted lines, the ability to digitally store paper felt like a major step forward. And while handheld scanners made saving documents easy, the next gadget changed the way music played in bedrooms and living rooms with a smart design twist. Auto-reversing stereo cassette decks made listening to music easier and smoother than ever before. Traditional cassette players required turning the tape over to hear the other side. But auto-reversing decks had special mechanisms that switched direction automatically when one side finished playing. Kids laid back on their beds, watching favorite tapes spin endlessly without interruption. The gentle click when the direction changed became a familiar and satisfying sound. These decks often came with dual slots, letting users copy tapes or create mixes effortlessly. Even though hiss and static still existed, the convenience felt futuristic. Many teenagers believed this was the peak of home audio technology. And while auto-reversing decks made music continuous, the next gadget made sound portable and wireless in a brand new way. Pocket radio scanners for emergency channels gave kids access to a world of real-time information that previously only adults with special equipment could hear. These devices were small enough to fit in a jacket pocket, yet powerful enough to tune into police dispatch, fire department calls, and weather alerts. Kids spun the tuning wheel slowly, listening to static until voices suddenly cut through with important messages. For many, it felt like holding a secret doorway into what was happening beyond their neighborhood. Some children pretended to be emergency reporters, writing down call numbers or trying to decode radio codes without ever fully understanding them. Even though reception varied and the crackling static sometimes made messages hard to hear, the sense of listening in to something official made the gadget feel futuristic. And while radio scanners pulled distant voices out of thin air, the next device lit desks and moods with colorful swirling motion. Desktop lava lamp USB warmers were strange little gadgets that combined a classic decorative item with new computer-powered energy. These devices sat next to keyboards or on top of computer towers and used a small USB connection to heat up tiny lava lamps or glowing gel tubes. Kids watched the warm, slow-moving blobs rise and fall inside the glass as homework time became more relaxing. The mixture of soft light and heat felt comforting and slightly hypnotic. Even though the heat output was minimal and the lights sometimes flickered, owning a gadget powered directly by a computer made it seem advanced. Friends asked to touch the tubes to feel the warmth, and many kids claimed it helped them focus. And while lava lamp warmers made computer desks cozy, the next device made toys come alive with simple voice commands and moving parts. Voice-activated toy robots that followed commands felt like real science fiction come to life. Kids could say simple words such as forward, turn, or stop, and the robot responded with motorized wheels and blinking lights. These robots often had glowing eyes, spinning antennas, or small arms that moved in jerky mechanical motions. Children tested the limits of the voice recognition, sometimes shouting instructions just to see if the robot would obey. Even though commands were limited and misunderstandings common, having a toy react to spoken words was amazing. The sound sensors captured attention during family gatherings and made sleepovers memorable. The gear-like noises and clattering movements created a mechanical charm that never faded. And while voice-activated robots made rooms feel like robot labs, the next gadget brought a surprising feature to a common office item. Battery-powered sticky note printers showed up on desks and turned quick messages into printed strips of adhesive paper. Kids typed short notes on small built-in keyboards, then watched in excitement as the tiny print head created crisp letters on narrow tape. They used these notes to label school folders, mark personal items, or leave messages for family members on refrigerators and bathroom mirrors. The novelty of personal printed notes felt modern and creative, even though the printers used small rolls of expensive tape and the batteries drained quickly. The joy of making custom messages was worth it. Some models featured different font styles or tiny icons to decorate the note. And while sticky note printers made organization feel high-tech, the next device brought futuristic security into school hallways. School locker combination alarm kits were small security gadgets that attached to locker doors and sounded alarms if tampered with. Kids with shared hallways loved the feeling of protection and privacy these devices offered. The alarm made a loud squeal when anyone tried to open the locker without entering the correct code. Some models had flashing lights or vibrating alerts that made anyone nearby notice. Even though they could be overly sensitive and sometimes triggered by accident, the sense of having personal security technology felt advanced. Students showed off their alarm kits to friends and bragged about how no one could get into their locker. And while locker alarms made school storage feel futuristic, the next gadget would let children see in the dark with a device that looked straight out of a spy movie. Clip-on night vision toy scopes gave kids the feeling of becoming secret agents after sunset. These gadgets clipped onto hats, belts, or shirts, and used dim green tinted lenses paired with small lights to help children see better in the dark. Kids took them outside during sleepovers, backyard campouts, or neighborhood games of hide and seek. The eerie green view turned quiet corners and bushes into mysterious worlds waiting to be explored. Even though the scopes were not real night vision and often needed some light to work, the illusion of seeing in the dark felt thrilling. Children whispered to each other like spies, planning missions and trying to spot movement from far away. The clicking power switch and small glowing beam made the device feel futuristic and bold. And while toy night vision brought mystery to nighttime play, the next gadget made simple writing tools glow with unexpected power. Portable blacklight pen flashlights made kids feel like detectives uncovering hidden messages and secret drawings. These small tools fit in a pocket and shined a purple-tinted beam that made neon colors glow brightly. Children used them to reveal invisible ink notes, check poster designs, or make stickers flash in strange new ways. The glow turned ordinary bedrooms into ultraviolet playgrounds during sleepovers. Some kids wrote messages on paper with special pens that only showed up under black light, sharing coded secrets with friends. Even though the beam was small and batteries wore down fast, the novelty felt futuristic and exciting. And while black light pens lit up secret writing, the next device brought digital timing into kitchens and homework desks everywhere. Digital kitchen timers shaped like tiny pagers became a strange but useful gadget in homes. These timers clipped onto belts or stood on counters, displaying countdowns on small digital screens. Kids used them to time video game turns, cooking projects, or study sessions. Parents liked setting them for homework breaks or baking cookies perfectly. The beep at the end of the countdown sounded sharp and official, making every timed activity feel important. Even though the screens were tiny and sometimes hard to read, the portable design turned simple countdowns into something modern and efficient. And while digital timers made every minute measurable, the next gadget solved a daily annoyance for anyone who carried headphones to school or work. Retractable headphone cord organizers helped keep tangled wires under control. These small round gadgets stored cords neatly inside, releasing them smoothly with a quick pull. Kids attached them to backpacks, desks, or pockets to prevent knots and tangles during daily use. Spinning the retractable wheel felt satisfying, and the smooth sliding motion made headphone cords easier to manage. Even though some organizers jammed or wore out over time, they reduced the frustration that came with pulling a tangled cord from a bag. Children who listened to music on portable compact disc players loved them because they made storage easier. And while cord organizers kept audio accessories tidy, the next device helped families manage money and planning with a magnet-powered design. Magnetic budget tracking boards for refrigerators brought personal finance into the kitchen in a surprisingly modern way. These boards used magnetic strips and movable tabs to represent weekly spending, savings goals, and allowances. Families stuck them on refrigerator doors, using them to track expenses visually. Kids learned about budgeting by moving magnets to different categories, such as groceries, school supplies, or entertainment. Even though the numbers were simple and the design basic, watching financial progress change physically on a board felt advanced and empowering. Some families decorated their boards with colorful charts or stickers to make planning more fun. And while magnet boards helped households stay organized, the next gadget would take early morning routines into a bright, projected future. Desktop alarm clocks with projected displays brought a brand new way to check the time without turning toward the nightstand. These clocks used a small internal light to project bright digital numbers onto a wall or ceiling. Kids would lie in bed and watch the glowing digits float in the dark, checking the time with a simple glance. Many models allowed people to adjust the angle of the projection, so the numbers could be placed just right, even though the projection was sometimes fuzzy or too bright. The idea of time appearing directly on a wall felt futuristic. The soft hum of the device and the glowing red or green numbers became a familiar part of late-night rooms. Kids bragged about their projected clocks during sleepovers and loved showing friends how the time appeared in mid-air. And while these clocks brought light and innovation to bedtime routines, the next device delivered music and excitement in the simplest way possible. Plug-and-play karaoke television microphones made any living room feel like a stage. These microphones connected directly to the television and allowed kids to sing along with recorded tracks that played through the speakers. Some models added echo effects or crowd sounds, turning ordinary singing into a dramatic performance. Families used them during birthday parties, holiday gatherings, or after-school fun. Kids scrolled through song lists, adjusted volume, and performed favorite tunes with enthusiasm. Even though the sound quality was basic and background music repetitive, the thrill of hearing your voice on television made the gadget unforgettable. Some versions even displayed simple lyrics on screen, bringing a futuristic touch to home entertainment. And while karaoke microphones made loud memories, the next device focused on protecting important information in a pocket-sized format. Handheld password vault devices gave people a digital solution to keeping track of important information. These small gadgets had screens that stored lists of passwords, codes, and personal notes behind a master access number. Kids used them to remember locker combinations, computer logins, or secret game codes. Adults liked storing bank information or website access in a secure digital space. Even though the memory space was limited and the screens tiny, entering and retrieving codes felt advanced. Pressing buttons to scroll through stored data made organization seem high-tech. And while password vaults protected secrets, the next device carried digital organization into wallets in a new and foldable way. Digital wallet organizers with flip-up screens brought futuristic file storage into pockets and purses. These compact gadgets opened like small notebooks and revealed a screen with lists of addresses, contacts, and personal notes. Kids used them to store friend phone numbers, class schedules, or reminders. The flip-up design made the device feel like something from a science fiction film. Even though the screens were simple and the buttons small, the portability and ease of access created excitement. The act of opening the wallet, checking information, and snapping it shut made daily planning feel modern. Families enjoyed having digital information available without needing a full-sized computer. And while digital wallets wrapped up this list of gadgets from the 1990s, they remind us how quickly technology evolved and how many futuristic ideas started with simple devices we carried everywhere. Looking back at these gadgets from the 1990s reminds us how exciting the future once felt. Each device brought a new sense of possibility, turning everyday moments into something bright, digital, and unforgettable. These inventions may seem simple now, but they shaped how a generation learned, played, and explored technology for the first time. If you enjoyed revisiting these futuristic memories, make sure to subscribe and join us for more trips back into the world we grew up in.